What's going on, everyone? Emeroy here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how I journal so I can be grounded in gratitude, so I can be focused and productive for the rest of the day. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of my process in journaling, one of the reasons I journal is because it helps, like I said, it helps me feel grounded so I can be focused and productive for the rest of the day. But because if you're like me, it can be very easy to feel overwhelmed by the demands of the day, especially if it's all in your head, you know, your massive to-do list that some of you guys may have. So it's very easy for our mind to go all over the place. So the whole point of a morning routine in general is to, to get our mind back into one place, to yourself, to take care of yourself, so when it comes time to tackle on those to-do lists or everything else, you feel like you're in a better headspace. It's almost like getting into a very serious conversation with your spouse, your best friend, your boss, coworker, whatever. It's best to approach them when you're in a good mood versus a bad mood. So with that, let's get right onto my process of journaling is kind of simple. It's very straightforward. I don't go, it's not diary formatted. It's just very list based off a set of questions I ask myself every day. The first question that I do is, what did I do yesterday? And I go from the last thing I did and I work all the way back to what I did in the morning. What this does, this is for me, from what I learned, is I forgot where the study is from, but what this does is that it actually helps with the memory, because you have to recall everything that's happened. I'm not going into every single detail like, oh, I held the cup in my right hand. It's more like the events that happened through the day, because if you've ever been asked, what did you do yesterday? What did you do this weekend? And you're like, I don't know. So if you ever had those moments, this simple exercise actually help you better recall events that happened throughout the day or the previous day. The next question that I do is, what were my biggest wins? This can range from 1 to 3. I like acknowledging the wins because it's very easy to be attracted to what's next, what else has to be done. It's not very common in our society to acknowledge ourselves for the good that we've done. So take some time to acknowledge yourself for the good that you've done, the wins that you may have. No matter, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I got a raise. It can be as simple as I took the trash out, or I complimented a stranger. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. It just has to be a win that makes you feel good. The next question after that is, what's the one lesson that I learned from yesterday that I can take on to today? So this question is pretty important to me because there are a lot of mistakes that I've personally made, and one of the things I like doing is kind of reviewing in my head, almost like a replay, almost like game tape footage. Not so much to be morbid or kind of beat myself up over it, but I allow myself to kind of go into that situation again and explore the different options that I can be better. Or was there something profound that happened throughout the day, that you may not have noticed before, might have been a new lesson, and you want to take it on to the following day? Because I'm pretty sure some of us have these moments where it's like, oh, I never thought of it like that before, but we do nothing about it. So this question kind of helps bring back the lessons we learned from yesterday to today, so we can continue growing on it. The next questions I ask myself, how I'm currently feeling. So that can range. I list it from like 1 to 3. I can either be like happy or anxious or distressed or hungry. It's important to be able to check in with yourself, so you can notice what's actually going on, because it's very easy for us. I notice I just say that I always say it's very easy because I think it's something I probably do to myself, but it's something that we can do to ourselves, which is acknowledge what we're really feeling and act like everything is okay. The next question is, what am I grateful for? And this one I list 3 things, and this doesn't have to be, again, something extravagant. It can be your mom, it can be, your tripod, your computer, your boss, your job, whatever actually made you feel grateful from yesterday. And then the last question I ask myself is, what am I excited for? So it can be a trip that's happening within a month, or a date that you might have later in the day, or a potential raise coming up, something that gets you genuinely excited. I think that's one of the things that helps people come out of a rut, is they have something to look forward to. So there's a lot of things that many of us may want to get away from, but you know, once we get away from, what are we working towards? So that's why it's important to be excited for something, a trip, a vacation. Doesn't matter what it is, because it's, you know, it's all relative, as long as it gets you excited. So that's it. It's a pretty simple process. It's no paragraphs, all lists, simple questions, and straight to the point. Gets me from like acknowledging yesterday, grounding in that, being grateful for it, and then focusing on what's next, and then focusing on the things I'm excited for. So I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys have your own specific, special, unique way of journaling, just let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you guys like this episode, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with a friend who you think might benefit from it. Thanks for watching Emeroy TV, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.